Good evening, Wakunda Mboroma. Yeah, so good evening. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. Yeah, these past few days has not been easy from the time that President Edgar Lungu went to court. I must admit, I was a bit disappointed on that particular day. I was a bit disappointed. I was disappointed with you people. You people are saying, no, we're going to escort Edgar Lungu. We will go there, we will go there. But you were nowhere to be seen. And I know some of you start saying, oh no, they were police, they were police. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm back here. But first things first, I want to state, I know life in Zambia has become very difficult. Life in Zambia is very difficult. And the people are struggling in many ways. But I want to say this, because people are struggling and a number of people are asking for help from me. But I want to tell you this, that me, I'm here, I'm not like those who are in diaspora. Me, I'm not in diaspora. Those who are in diaspora, they work. They work, they make money. For me, I'm here, I'm a refugee. Me, I am a refugee. And as a refugee, especially in this country, you don't work. Refugees in this country, you don't work. So I'm not making money, please. I'm not making money to help anyone. If anything, I am surviving by the grace and the generosity of people out there. So please don't think that those of you who are asking for some help, that I don't want to help. No, I just don't have at this point in time. It is very stressful for me. It is very stressful, and to some extent you can even say that I have to put up some courage to really just stand and move. Yeah, it's no. It's not easy. It's not easy. So please, na papata, bear with me. I know when you lack, when you lack, you just knock everywhere. You try this, you try this, you try this. But unfortunately, from my point of view, I'm not able to help, and it is not deliberate. Please bear with me. It is not deliberate. I am not able to help financially. I am not able to help financially for the simple reason that I am not making money, and even my survival is really much dependent on well-wishers out there. That is the first thing. So the second thing which I want to talk about is this issue of Edgar Lungu, the 15 flats, the Campyongos, and so on and so forth. You see, my brothers and sisters, we need to be alert. We need to be alert. We need to interrogate issues. We need to be critical. I think we are wasting so much time on things that really don't matter. We are wasting time on things that really don't matter. The UPND, what you have to know is that they are good at propaganda. And their propaganda, these people, they have actually consultants. They have consultants who advise them on how to proceed on some of these propaganda. And they feed you with the propaganda and you run with it. You forget about issues that could actually better your lives. This issue of Edgar Lungu, it is neither here nor there. This issue of Edgar Lungu is either here nor there. What do I mean? Look, Edgar Lungu, if indeed there was corruption that is overwhelming, with overwhelming evidence, Hakainde Hichilema would not have hesitated to remove the immunity of Edgar Lungu. But he has failed to move that motion because he doesn't have substantive evidence. Where we are coming from, Hakainde Hichilema was bubbling with confidence against the corruption of Edgar Chagwa and his government. He spoke about so many things. Remember, he spoke about the Gulf Stream. Remember, he spoke about Mahina Soko. He spoke about what else was coming out so prominent about that. But anyway, I remember very much about especially the Gulf Stream. You know, he spoke so much about that. Then of course he spoke about the Mahina Soko. He spoke about that no, there is money and whatever which we are going to recover. They even wanted to change the currency at that time, insinuating that Edgar Lungu had so much money which would have necessitated us to change the currency. But 3 years down the line, nothing has come to materialize. Nothing tangible has come out to say here. Nothing tangible has come out. Hakainde Hichilema hired his fellow auditors, his friends. He hired them and he put them at he put them at a particular hotel in Lusaka there. They were staying in a particular hotel there in Leopard's Hill. And these people, they were given access to files of our defense force in view of them trying to get some evidence against Edgar Lungu. You remember that issue? You remember that issue? An audit was created specifically for Edgar Lungu. People, I think 3 companies were put together. 3 companies were put together so that they can audit. And after they audit, they can find something incriminating so that they can bring to Parliament. I know some of you don't know these things, or some of you may have forgotten. But me, I do remember. We had auditors, a team of auditors put together, an illegal consortium of auditors was put together so that they can go and investigate, and they were given files because according to him, he believed that Edgar Lungu was doing a lot of corruption, with the military. They went in and they came out with nothing. Now, when they realized that they can't find something that they can pin on Edgar Lungu, they changed the tact. Now they started pouncing on properties. They just go on a property and they put a seizure notice, and they file an affidavit to say we want to claim this property. You see, we started with, I'm sure you remember, we started with the issue of saying Edgar Lungu is corrupt and we are going to bring out the corruption. That is where we started from. When that failed, when they couldn't find the evidence that they were looking for, they now started pouncing on properties, and they were doing it direct. They stopped the issue of saying, no, let's bring it before court and whatever. They started by, just swearing an affidavit to say, this house, we believe it is a proceed of crime. This is what they did on the farm of Tasila Lungu. This is what they did on the property of I think GSO. Okay, this is what they did on the 15 flats that you are talking about. Instead of first coming up with a prima facie case of corruption to say, out of this corruption, we believe this is the proceed of that crime. And those of us who have followed how corruption fighter fought, some of us, we were there when Mtembo Nchito and his task force were going for people like for people who were in government, the Kapokos, the what is that? There is that PS, even Chilufya himself. They first laid how money was allegedly stolen. They showed us how first money was allegedly stolen and where it was taken and what was gotten from that money. This is where you saw the issues of Regina, being followed. They at least showed us where, the possible crimes. And then they showed us to say, look, out of this is the money that, these are the properties. But I have my issues, proceed of crime. If you were to ask yourself where you are sitting right now, ask yourself, where is the crime? Where is this money coming from? Or it is just by the fact that, no, they were in government and they stole. You can talk about, for example, Kampyongo. He was a minister of Home Affairs. Let's go to the ministry where he was. Let's check the records. What are we finding? Where are we finding the money being stolen? And I know there is now this argument which is going around. No, the burden of proof is on the person that is found. If you are found with this phone, you have to prove, how did you buy this phone? Hey, what taxes did you pay? To start with, even yourselves, before I even respond to that, but even yourselves, ask yourselves, where you live, in your houses, most of you who are watching this live broadcast, most of you, can you really account the money that you spend in a month? Can you really account? Do you think it will balance up to the money that you get paid? Most of you, you are getting 10 penny, 8 penny, 7 penny. Meanwhile, Inganda, Musonkela 3 penny. So if you are getting 8 pin, you pay a house for 3 pin. You remain with 5 pin. You have got a loan and they are cutting a loan of Katushinga 1.5. You remain with about 3,500. 3,500, talk about fuel and expenses. Can you really balance up? You can't. Most of you, you can't balance up. Just your life, you can't balance up. Just your lives, you can't. So, a lot of us, it's difficult. Even me, just my life here, in my poverty and my struggles. Are you telling me I can balance it up? I can't. Back home, of course, my home now is broken. But the life I was leading and everything that I had, I can't. So some of these things that we put on others, hey, no, let them prove, hey, whatever. Niva nani, niva nga. ave ngachita balance up to say yes, ine ndalama mpolanisha kuti and this is how I live and whatever nivanga. Because we all get to have some instances where we make a little bit of money, or we get some money which we cannot put to say, here is a receipt, here is a receipt, here is a what. That is just our lives. And depending on where you are, you can receive more. Others, you receive in a month, you receive an extra of 1,000. Others, you receive an extra of 3,000, depending on where you are, depending on the position that you have, depending on the influence that you command. You get so much. You get so much. So it is unfair, really, to start putting it to say, no, hey, show us. It is really unfair. But nonetheless, when it comes to Edgar Lungu, for many times he has been talking about his income. Edgar Lungu doesn't hide. Edgar Lungu has explained. Edgar Lungu has explained how he has made money. He doesn't hide. He's very clear, but you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear the explanation of Edgar Lungu. You don't want to hear it because you want to find him a thief, because you are falling in the trap or in the propaganda of Hakainde, Hichilema and these people. You are consuming the propaganda of the UPND like pills. That's why you don't want to hear it. Otherwise, if you have cared to listen to what Edgar Lungu has been saying, you cannot accuse Edgar Lungu of having had stolen or grabbing properties from his wife and his children. You cannot. Edgar Lungu has been very clear. He has been very clear. Where I'm coming from, I had properties, and truthfully so, he had properties where he's coming from. Edgar Lungu telling Chushi, the way he has been portrayed in the media, where he's portrayed like he was a pauper. Edgar Lungu was not a pauper. Edgar Lungu had properties before he became president, before he became a member of parliament. That is where we are coming from. And of course, he made money for goodness sake. As a politician, you make money. Even me. I mean, I'm telling you, myself, here I am. My expense here is far much more than most of you. Far much more than most of you. And where am I making the money? I'm making the money out of politics. This is just what it is. This is just what it is. In politics, people, those who support you, they give you the support. They give you the money. Yes, I'm saying I don't have money. Yes, I don't have money to share. But hey, hello, as much as I don't have money to share, I've got children going to school. And me, I don't have. For example, I have my children at universities. My children are not on government sponsorship. They are not. My daughter is finishing civil engineering. My daughter is finishing civil engineering this year. She's finishing civil engineering this year. I've never gotten money from government. I have been paying for her. I have been paying self-sponsored. I've been paying self-sponsored. I've managed. And my other children, even my Kia, as we are talking, my Kia is at an international school. Wherever she is, she's at an international school. We are paying. How am I managing to pay? It is politics. If you ask me, show us where you are getting the money for you to pay your children, hey, whatever. I can't do it. I can't do it. Because some of these people that give me the money, I mean, I can't say, oh, you have given me, can you sign here that you have given me? I can't do that. I can't do that. So even in my small corner where I am, in my small corner, I've been flying around from one country to the other, one country to the other, one city to the other. I've been flying around. How do you know how much money I've spent on air tickets and whatever? It's so much. To live in a foreign country is very expensive. I'm spending so much money in a month. How am I surviving? I'm giving you an example. Me as a Mushanina Wali that you call, because you call me, Mushanina Wali, hey, you live on handouts. Okay, fine. I live on those handouts. But certainly, on those handouts that you talk about, I'm able to do this. I'm able to fly. And when I fly, sometimes I even fly first class. Not that I buy the tickets. I can never buy a ticket for myself, so first class, I can never do. But, you know, when it's other people buying the tickets, when they buy you a ticket first class, I mean, you fly. Me as a Mushanina Wali, I'm able to live that life. I'm able to live that life. What about people that have got influence like Edgar Lungu? What about them? I'm not even so old in politics. I'm not. But when Edgar Lungu, these people have been in politics for a long time. So why do we want to pretend now in a Panondi? Are you going to accuse me to say you are a thief? You know, some of you know, the life that I was living in Zambia was not a cheap life. I was driving a good car. I was living in a good home. I lived very well. I even went and did a powerful wedding in a foreign country. I looked after my wife. So, my politics, you get people that support you. You get people that help you. FYI, my politics. But it is difficult for you to account. So, really, when you talk about it, to say, no, hey, where is your whatever? Where are your receipts? No, you're not being realistic. You're not being realistic. I've given myself, me, the one you call a Mushanina Wali. The one you call a Mushanina Wali. What about these others? So Edgar Lungu has been in politics much, much longer than myself. And if I'm living the life that I'm living, what about Edgar Lungu? From there, Edgar Lungu became an MP. And he did not just become an MP, he became a minister. And let us not pretend. Let us not pretend. Even those ministers who are there, you think they can account for the money that they spend? They can't. In the constituencies, how much money are they giving? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Atenanu. Anderek. Go at Anderek's page. Go at Anderek's page. Go at Anderek's page. I know Anderek myself. I know Anderek. I know where he's coming from. I know where he's coming from. But today, go on his Facebook page. Hamasaka. Those people, Hamasaka could not rent a house. Could not rent a one-room house. Hamasaka could not rent a one-room house. Go and see what Hamasaka is doing. And many others. I don't want to go into those details. Many others, you know them. At Douglas Yakalima. They were there. Of course, he was an MP, whatever. But now go and see. Go and see how they are living. It's not that I'm not saying that, no, but I'm just telling you that these positions, they give you privileges. They give you privileges. You get, you make money. That's why the salary of a minister, even as an MP, if you look at the money that they get, it's not much. But why is it that people spend so much money, so many millions to become an MP? Why? Why? How much do MPs make? If you look at it, the money that they spend to campaign for them to become an MP, do you think they get that money out of what they get paid? No. They get privilege. privileges as members of parliament. From there, when you become a minister, even more. That is why you are seeing Avena Kampiongo, having properties here and there. That's why you are seeing Avena Bowman having properties here and there. It is those positions. Those positions come with benefits. It is not so much the money that you get from government. It is about the privileges that you get, the benefits that you get in being in that position. And I'm giving myself as an example. Most of you who are there, who are watching, you cannot even afford to buy a ticket from Lusaka to Ndola. You can't afford an air ticket. And yet me, even tonight, if I decide to go away, even me, if I decide to fly tonight, even now, if I decide to go away, to go anywhere for that matter, anywhere, I'll be able to get a ticket. I'll be able to get a ticket. And if I decide to go anywhere in the world, I'll be able to have accommodation. I'll be able to rent a house. Anywhere. If I decide, even here, if I decide to say I want a car, tomorrow I can get a car. That is politics. That is politics. Now me, your Mshani Nawali, is able to live the life that I live. I'm not boasting and what. I'm telling you that is just the reality of life. My politics. So what about these others now? So this guy that you are talking about, no, hey, where did he get the money? Where did he get the money? I'm giving you now. Look, he was a minister. And at one point, he was a very powerful minister. At one point, Edgar Lungu was the most powerful person, even when Sata was alive. Because he was Secretary General, he was Minister of Justice, he was Minister of Defense. He was very powerful. Very powerful. And then later on, he became president. Even to Dende Mieva, Hakainde Hichilema. And this, I'm saying this, even Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema has also benefited big time out of politics. He has benefited big time out of politics. You are Hakainde Hichilema, your Hakainde Hichilema cannot even declare his assets. If there is a Kabwalala in politics, it's Hakainde Hichilema. If you are going to say no by what he has, then he's a Kabwalala. The biggest Kabwalala, then it's Hakainde Hichilema. Because according to your testimonies yourselves, Hakainde Hichilema is the richest among the politicians. But tell me, show me the receipts. Can your Hakainde Hichilema bring receipts? Can your Hakainde Hichilema bring receipts? Can your Hakainde Hichilema show us the taxes that he has paid? You boast Hakainde Hichilema is rich, Can Hakainde Hichilema bring the receipts? Can Hakainde Hichilema justify his wealth? Why is he struggling to declare his assets? Why is he scared, your Hakainde Hichilema, before you open your mouth to say, no, let him prove, the burden of proof? I'm asking you, your Hakainde Hichilema, can he prove the wealth that he has? Can he prove even that house that he's living in? Can he prove it? Can your Hakainde Hichilema prove where he got his wealth? How many times was Hakainde Hichilema this question put before him on camera, locally and internationally, asked, how did you get rich? Has he explained? Has he explained? But your Edgar Lungu has been very clear. He has been saying it. Even when I was president, people used to give money. They give money. And this happens to all presidents, including in America. Including in America, they are giving. Kamala Harris, she's contesting for vice president. She doesn't have money. It is people that are giving Kamala Harris money. We had it during the time of Chilufya. The Zamtroop account that Mtemochito was talking about came as a result of people giving him money. And what Chilufya did, he opened an account outside the he opened an account called Zamtroop account. So all those who are Impero Muturo, he was throwing it in Zamtroop. And he died fighting to say, that is my money. He died fighting, that is my money. The Zamtroop account, he died fighting, that is my money, that is my money. People are giving me. Mwanawasa, same thing. We had the same story about Mwanawasa. Then came Arabi. We had the same story on Arabi. And Edgar Lungu has been very clear. Tell me if you haven't heard Edgar Lungu telling you to say, people used to give me gifts. Monetary, they used to give me. This one will send you up to me now $1 million. Shan. And he has said, it is out of that money. Edgar Lungu has been very clear. It is out of that money that I used to help churches, that I used to help the vulnerables. And it is out of that money that I used to empower my children. It is out of that money that I used to empower my wife. So what more do you want? What more do you want for you to be making? Hey, talk about the 15 flats. Talk about the 15 flats. Wuchushwa mumano yenu. Wuchushwa mumano yenu, because you can't think beyond. You just want to label this man is corrupt. But it's Hakainde Hichilema playing with your minds. It's Hakainde Hichilema diverting your attention from the real issues that you're supposed to be talking about. He wants you to heap the blame on this person. Yes, thank you, Mary, Mupundu Trust, and it is there. It is there, Mupundu Trust. You go to I think it's Leopard Hill Road. It's there. I don't know how many flats there are there, and even herself, but Andiwe, she was harassed over that issue. But at the end of the day, she won the case where there was justice. Because at that time, yes, they harassed Arabi, but PF, they harassed Arabi, but there was justice. This time, there is no justice. This time, justice in Hakainde Hichilema. What Hakainde Hichilema wants is what should go. And I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. So really, it is unfair and, naive. I'm trying to choose words. But otherwise, you are just being dumb and stupid. Sorry to say. You are just being dumb to be arguing that a person who was president for 7 years can fail to build flats for the house, for the wife, 15 flats. I mean, you are being dumb. I'm telling you, you are being dumb. Nothing, you are being dumb. You are being fed with this, propaganda, and you are swallowing it like pills. You can't, and this person has not hidden. Many times Edgar Lungu has said this. And we know many chiefs benefited out of the gifts that Edgar Lungu was being given. Many vulnerables benefited out of the gifts that people were giving to Edgar Lungu. But you are not able to see that with your Hakainde Hichilema. Because your Hakainde Hichilema is selfish. Your Hakainde Hichilema is selfish. Past State House, from time immemorial, we used to have people, queuing up, vulnerables queuing up to get it, to share in this mutulo. To share in this mutulo, to get something out of this mutulo. But with your Hakainde Hichilema, all the money goes outside. All the money goes out. He doesn't even give anyone. He doesn't. But Edgar Lungu used to share. He used to share, and he has not hidden about it. He has not hidden, he has said it. So what nonsense are you talking about that Edgar Lungu is failing to justify how he built those whatever? Even vehicles. You talk about vehicles. Hey, but Dariso, he was giving Dariso. He was never giving Dariso vehicles as the birthday gifts. No. He was empowering his son. His son. He was empowering his son. He made Dariso start a company. You are my son, start a company, a family business. And he used to invest in that. And some of the things that he was having, he was investing in that company. Now you are making it look like, no, he stole. And my issue is, if he stole, why don't you start by showing us to say, this is the money that is missing from the treasury? Can Edgar Lungu account? Talk about the money that is missing from our treasuries. Can Edgar Lungu account for that money? Where is this money? And then you can start pointing at, these are, otherwise, niva nani, who can, say really this? It is difficulty. And it starts with your Hakainde Hichilema. Your Hakainde Hichilema is if you are saying Edgar Lungu is a thief, your Hakainde Hichilema is number one Kabwalala. Hakainde Hichilema is number one Kabwalala because he's the one who has got so much wealth and now is even getting more. He's even getting more. But he can't justify. He can't. He ran a campaign 5 times. You know how much Hakainde Hichilema was spending on every campaign. Every campaign that UPND ran, they never spent less than $30 million. Every campaign, but he ran it for 5 times. Where do you think all that money was coming from? Can Hakainde Hichilema account? Can he account? He has been failing to account just that Chichi house where he lives, so-called community house. Just that house that he lives in. He cannot. That house he lives in, kwati mwakusungira maule, kwati cheap brothel. That house, he can't account for it. Cheap brothel chakwe, he can't account for it. He can't. He can't account for it. And you don't even know how much is in that house. You don't even know how much is in that house. If you were to read that house, you will be shocked how much money you would find in that brothel. You will be shocked how much money you would find in that house. That's why he doesn't want to move. Because mwabe fishimba mulia. Mwabe ndarama. That's why he doesn't want to move. He can't move. He can't move. Hala shira banani fishimba. Hala shira banani ndarama fisamuli. Hala shira banani. That's why he can't move. He stays there. He can't account for that thing of his. He can't. And you are busy jumping around. Yeah, 15 houses. Yeah, 15 houses. Yeah, 15 houses. You are failing to look at the real issues. Hakainde Hichilema is stealing before you. Is stealing. Na muikala. Hakainde Hichilema sold. Got money, sold a farm to government. Farm yawe there, Zambif. That money, a farm which was worth not more than 5 million, they sold it at $13 million. A farm which was worth not more than 5 million, they went and sold it at $13 million. Valia, 8 million, Valia. Are you talking about it? Do you know how much what you can do with the $8 million? Convert that in kwacha. How much is that? Convert that in kwacha. How much that 8 million? Convert it in kwacha and compare it to the flats that you are talking about. The big stealing is happening with Hakainde Hichilema and is woodwinking you. You are looking at Murele show. Muri busy Efupa. The meat is this side. In one deal, Ukushtisha farm here Zambif. Zambif is going down. Bamona Archie company Chichilewa. We are not making money. What do? Let's sell it to government. They sell it to government. A farm which is worth 5 million, they sold it at 13 million. They got $8 million. $8 million. Calculate how much is $8 million. Calculate how many flats you can build in $8 million. Calculate. Are you talking about it? Are you talking about it? What are you saying about that farm, Yazambif? What are you saying? From there, you have that dual carriageway. 25 years, they will be collecting money. What are you saying about it? 25 years. Amatogech bali pela. Amatogech yota wakulile. Satewa chile atampa matogech yali. Akula, we are making money. We have been making money. We have been making a lot of money out of those targets. Hakainde Hichilema has gotten that. Are you talking about it? And you are busy talking about Utuma 15 flats. Hey, 15 flats, 15 flats. Just what they are making in 1 month, they can build 100 flats. Just what they are making out of that road, 100 flats, they can make it. They have gotten. And they will be getting money for 25 years. You are busy talking, hey, 15 flats, 15 flats, 15. Mopani oko. Mopani. They have given, they have sold Mopani. They have sold Mopani, they have just gotten it. How much have they paid? No, they are going to inject 1.5 billion. What nonsense is that? How can you say they are going to invest 1.5 billion in a mine over the period of 5 years? How? Who does that? Who sell a property like that? No, get my phone. Get my phone at 600 kwacha. And you pay it over 5 months, over 6 months. Who does that? And these are your assets. Are you talking about that? Can you talk about the corruption that is surrounding that Mopani? Can you compare it with the Tumalitu properties that Edgar Lungu and his family have? You are not looking at that. You are not. KCM. They are cheating. Hey, we have opened KCM. He even goes to hand it over. Handing it over to who? Handing it over to who? How much was he paid? That Vedanta hasn't have money. That thing, I'm telling you, I've been talking about it. That thing will crumble very soon. It is not going anywhere. Mopani is stuck. As I'm talking, Mopani is stuck because there is no money there. Even that KCM, it is stuck. They don't have money. Vedanta doesn't have money. Very soon you will hear Hakainde Hichilema taking over KCM. Very soon you will hear Hakainde Hichilema and his friends taking over that thing. This is the real corruption that I wish you Zambians would be looking at. Because these are your properties. These are your properties that which will outlive us. Which will outlive us. We will die, we will leave these properties. Vakaunda and his colleagues, they found those mines, they have gone. And we are remaining with them. Even this generation, because our minds, they still have life in them. They still have life in them. But Hakainde Hichilema is getting these things. We are remaining with nothing. And you are busy talking about 15 flats. This is how they are hoodwinking you. This is how they are drawing your attention away from the real issues. You have even forgotten about your electricity. You have even forgotten about your electricity. Because you have gotten used. And this is one thing about Zambians. We get comfortable. We get used. You have already gotten used. You think it's normal. If you have fuara. You have gotten used. And yet Hakainde Hichilema is making money, he's selling electricity. He's selling electricity, but he's busy. Hey, Lungu. Hey, 15 flats. Hey, okay, where did they get the money? Do you know how much money Hakainde Hichilema is making out of selling your electricity? Do you know? And you are struggling. This is how myopic we can be as Zambians. This is how basic we can be as Zambians. This is the time, Yakwatu, we're supposed to be planting, we're supposed to be preparing for planting. Who is talking about fertilizer? Who is talking about farming inputs? Who is talking about that? Who is talking about it? No, you are not. You are not. You are busy. Hey, Maestro Lungu. Hey, Tasira Lungu. Hey, Edgar Lungu. The real issues that you're supposed to be looking at, you have been drawn away. Because that is what Hakainde Hichilema, that is what the consultants of Edgar Lungu of Hakainde Hichilema have done. They are good. They realized they were so much, you are giving them pressure. You were giving them pressure. Kumalaiti, umtengo wavungandi, whatever. Kwa savana na fi poisoni. So what are we going to do? Shift the attention. Edgar Lungu and his family, Edgar Lungu and his family, Edgar Lungu and his family. Now there is even now propaganda against the judges. Propaganda has started against innocent judges. There is propaganda now against innocent. Read, especially this Max Mue. He is busy, I didn't know. Consultant wabo, no. Verifying judges. Convicting judges on social media. They want you to believe that those judges have committed a crime. Those judges are criminals. Those judges are corrupt. What have they done? What have those 3 judges done? What have they done? This is about Edgar Lungu, barring Edgar Lungu. They don't want Edgar Lungu to stand. Hakainde Hichilema does not want Edgar Lungu to stand. But why doesn't he want Edgar Lungu to stand? He contested an election in 2021. Why not allow him to run again so that we have a rematch? Why not allow him to have a rematch? Let them contest. Why should Hakainde Hichilema be scared of Edgar Lungu if at all he won last elections by 1 million? He just won 1 million last Apapenap. He just won over 1 million. If indeed he won by over 1 million, why is he scared of Edgar Lungu? If he won by 1 million and he has performed as he's claiming, because he claims that he has performed, so why is he scared of Edgar Lungu? Why bar Edgar Lungu? He's barring Edgar Lungu because he knows he has failed. Because he knows even the 1 million, he didn't get that 1 million. That's why he doesn't want him. And to secure that, to make that, collateral damage 3 judges. Collateral damage 3 judges, and there will be more. They had targeted 4 judges. They had targeted 4 judges. I don't want to expose the other one because once I start talking about him, I mean, I will be exposing him. But they had targeted 4 judges to get them out. 3 are gone. And this other one, I can assure you, after Wapuisha Wabatatu, this other one will come up. And very soon, I'm saying this, once they are done with these 3 judges, there is another judge that is on the line. And at that point, I'll tell you to say, you see what I told you. I don't want to mention this judge because already when I mention him, I'll put him in a very difficult situation. It is about removing Edgar Lungu and collateral damages these judges. Those judges, there is nothing that they are doing at the JCC. There is nothing. It is just a plan. It is just a ploy to remove them. And the onus is on you judges. I've said it before. You judges, the judiciary. You, the judiciary, you are like a family. This is your profession. You go through a lot to become lawyers, to become magistrates, to become judges. You go through a lot. Don't allow politicians to come and mess you up. Don't allow politicians to come and mess you up. It doesn't matter which politician, even if it is me. Don't allow politicians to come and mess your profession up. Protect each other. Don't say, no, it is not me, it is this one, it is, each other. You protect yourself by fighting for others. I will repeat this. I said it, but I'm going to repeat it tonight. You protect yourself by fighting for others. Because when you fight for others, though your enemies will know that even if we touch this one, his friends will fight for him or her. But the problem, because me, I'm okay with these guys. Politicians are not your friends. Don't cheat yourselves. Politicians are not your friends. You people in the line of professions, don't waste your time with politicians. You have much more than us. You have much more than us. We ascend to whatever power by, no bufifye. Like Ubufi wako Hakainde Hichilema. Ubufi has earned Hakainde Hichilema to be where he is. Lies. Imwe, you cannot cheat. You cannot cheat to become a judge. You can't. You can't. How many times can you cheat in your exams to become a judge? You can't. But politicians, Ubufi, just a lie, a good lie. Somebody will become whatever it is. And then you want to be under these people and start rising against your fellow judges. I'm urging you, the judiciary, and this is not about Edgar Lungu. Me, I'm speaking for you because I know you'll be targeted. But unless you yourselves start standing up and defending yourselves, you will not be respected. You will not be respected. Look at South Africa. South Africa, the judiciary have stood to defend themselves. Look at South Africa is a good example. Look at Kenya. It's another example. In Kenya, we have the laws pretty much the same like what we have. But you won't see judges entertaining flimsy cases against fellow judges. You won't. You won't see that. They stand with each other. They usually have problems there, but they stand with each other. South Africa, the same thing. The same thing. But in Zambia, we are controlled by, politicians, where the Chief Justice is in the pocket of politicians. The entire Chief Justice, a very brilliant Chief Justice, by the way, Bamumba Marida is a brilliant lawyer, brilliant judge. But he has sold his professional soul to the politicians that he can't even defend his fellow judges. He can't. And we are so scared where even people make an application. Look how it took the judge in charge to allocate the case of those 3 judges. We knew about it. Me, I knew about it the day they filed it in. I knew. But I couldn't talk about it because, I didn't want to alarm the situation. But still the judge in charge was reluctant to allocate the matter. He was reluctant to allocate the matter because he wanted them to go to appear before JCC, and immediately they appear before JCC, a case is made, they recommend to the president, and they are fired. That is why there was hesitation. There was hesitation. The judges had filed. We want our case to be looked at. But the judge in charge was reluctant to allocate the matter so that the matter can start. Meanwhile, the Judicial Complaint Commission was pushing. No, you come, we hear you. You come, we hear you. So that they were just going to go there. A matter is heard within 30 minutes, a recommendation to HH. Judges are fired. That was the plan. Now, you are being hesitant to defend. It is their right. Ex parte, you know better than me. Me, I'm not educated like you people. You know better. Matters of agents, when they come before you, what I understand is that even at 02, a judge will sign an order. 02, you can go and knock on a judge. Judge, there is this, a matter of agency, a right of somebody is at stake. what I know with my basic knowledge, common knowledge, I know that a judge at any time, you can go and knock on the door of a judge at 02, wake him up. A right of a citizen is at stake here, is in danger. Can you sign this order to stop the nonsense? And he's supposed to do it. That's what I know. But why did that why did that order stay that long? Because I think it was filed in Kachinga per Thursday or Friday. But the case was only allocated the next week. Why? Why? Because you are scared. You are scared of politicians. You are scared of these liars. You are scared of Hakainde Hichilema. Stand up. Be bold. Be bold. Stand up and be bold. Hakainde Hichilema will continue eating you like chickens in a chicken run. Eh? Like a cat, you know, the wild cat, when it enters a chicken run, it eats one chicken after the other, one chicken after the other. Unless you stand up, Hakainde Hichilema will be eating you. And you don't think you are safe because you don't know what case will come before you. You don't know the interest of Hakainde Hichilema tomorrow. You don't know. You'll be targeted. Stand up. Stand up, you judges. I don't need to tell you this. You are highly respectable people. Who am I? Who am I? Emshani Nabwadi. A refugee. Who am I? But somebody has to tell you this. Somebody has to tell you this. You people who are watching, if you know one judge doesn't watch this, deliberately play my video when he's sitting somewhere. Let them hear these judges. I am not saying this for Edgar Lungu. I'm not interested in Edgar Lungu as a politician because politicians are politicians. Me, I'm interested because I know what it takes to be. Just to be a lawyer. Just to be a lawyer. We call ourselves public lawyers, public lawyers. We have failed. We have failed. We have failed to become a lawyer. Not that, well, I mean, I started it, but I failed. Not because of I didn't have the brains for it. I didn't have the money for it. I didn't have the money for it. I couldn't pay for it. I had to educate my children. And I looked at, I mean, I'm better off educating my children than myself. So it is not just about the brains, it is also about the money. How much does it cost for one to become a lawyer? And even when you become a lawyer, how much does it cost for you to be a senior lawyer? Even to be admitted to the bar, it's a big issue. How much is Ziari? How much is Ziari? A number of people have failed to go to Ziari. A number of people have failed to go to Ziari because they don't have the money. So it's not just about the money. It's not just about the brain. It is also about the money. Now you go through all that, and you become, you prove yourself. You become a judge. And you want a politician, because of his selfish ambition, because of his cowardice, scared of another politician. You want to be used. And you want to be part of a team that is going to throw your fellow judges on the streets. You want to be part of the team that is going to throw your fellow judges on the streets, ending their career. Because when you are a judge, you live as a judge. Where do you go? What do you do? What do you do? Where are you going to be employed? Where are you going to be employed as a judge? You end a life of a person, and at the end of the day, this person will just be sitting in a chair. That's it. That's it. As a judge, when you live as a judge, where do you get employed? Your life ends, your career ends there. And you want to be part of that. Ine, I'm pleading with you tonight. Not because of Edgar Lungu. No, not because of Edgar Lungu. I'm pleading with you because of your own selves. I am talking for you. It is not because of Annie Study. She's not my relative. I don't even know her. Mungeni, I don't even know her. Palan, I don't even know him. I don't know these people. All I know is that they are judges, and I know that these people, for them to reach where they are, it is not a simple thing. I know. But who is going to defend those? It's not me. Who is going to defend those people from Hakainde Hichilema? It's not me. It is you. And you're going to defend them not because they are just your fellow judges or they are your colleagues in the legal fraternity. No. You are defending them because they haven't done anything wrong, deserving them being thrown in the streets. You are serving justice. Don't follow Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is not serving justice. Hakainde Hichilema is serving his interest. He's serving his interest as a politician. He wants to bounce back. Don't let Hakainde Hichilema use you to push his political ambitions at the expense of these people. That's my point. Don't let Hakainde Hichilema use you. Use your profession. Use your decorum to push his political agenda. Don't. If you allow Hakainde Hichilema to eat those judges, or any other judge for that matter, or even a magistrate, if you allow these politicians, the politicians are never satisfied. Another person will go. Another person will go. How are you going to protect the judiciary? There is nothing that those people have done. There is nothing wrong. How many times have they been heard? This is the 60th time, for goodness sake. 5 times. 5 times they have been appearing before that Judicial Complaint Commission. This is the 60th time. Honestly, how could somebody even entertain it? But they are entertaining it because they are being used by Hakainde Hichilema. I'm pleading with you, please. Don't allow politicians. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm emphasizing it is not because it's Hakainde Hichilema. It could be Edgar Lungu, it could be myself, it could be anyone. Don't allow politicians to, taint the good, profession that you have. Don't allow it. Defend yourselves. Defend justice for each other. That is my appeal this evening. For you citizens who are busy talking about Esther Lungu, hey, whatever. I'm telling you, you're just being naive. You're being naive. You are not looking at the bigger picture, because really, corruption, the real corruption, is happening with Hakainde Hichilema. It's happening with Hakainde Hichilema, and this is corruption that I can even prosecute even today. I don't need whatever. This is real corruption. Corruption, just the dual carriageway that you talk about, it is very clear. Just the dual carriageway, I can nail Hakainde Hichilema. Just the dual carriageway. How did they get the money from pensions? How did they get the money? Because we are talking about PPP, private and public coming together, and they are supposed to get money from somewhere else, but they come and get money from the government. Who sat to authorize them, to put money in there, to give money to these so-called private whatever? Who pushed for that? It is Hakainde Hichilema. Even Mamba Corridors, they got 400 million. That 400 million, how was it approved to give them 400 million? How was the buying of Zambi farm approved? Who approved it? Who did a due diligence? Even that building which they sold, the one that we're talking about, former MTN, who approved to buy that thing? Mopani, where is the money? Where did those people come from? These are real corruption, red-handed. Namenshialetona, very fresh. But with Edgar Lungu, talk about, do we have these kind of cases? Do we? Do we have these kind of cases when you talk about Edgar Lungu? But with HH, they are there, before your faces. And you're talking about, 15 million, 15 flats, 15 flats. I've just given you one example. Tell me how many flats you can build. Only $8 million. Here, Palizambif. Just one. How many can you build? Munjasuke. I'm opening phone lines. I'm opening phone lines so that Munjasuke wino. Because you are busy. Hey, where did they get the money? Where did they get the money? A politician, a president, people would come to a president and offer him $10 million just like that. Politicians. That is a lot of money. You can do so much. You can give chiefs, you can give churches, you can give vulnerables, you can help your child. You can do that. You can do that. And you are busy talking, Wuchushi Mulelanda. You are being naive. You are being naive. You are not focusing on what you are supposed to be looking at. Bami peref pa imumu ayamule kokota mo amule kokota, you are busy talking. Pirikiti. Hakainde Hichilema is making money. Hakainde Hichilema is making money. Hakainde Hichilema is the one that is taking advantage of our country. Let Hakainde. Why is Hakainde Hichilema? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Boss Tayali, bwana.
Bwana bwana.
Tulisape bwana.
Ati bwana.
Ndiki vamene mukama. Watu wali chape akanisa chape bwana kuona kuta ndiki vintu vya stress. Edgar Lungu apwelapo kambiri pamedia. To say ine ni point ngirengo ni chape imozi. Imozi chape apointe muntu si anapandrama kutokera ku sekta ya so. Simple. Kulipa point until today. Ayona. That's why it's very difficult even in Hichilema to come in public to say Edgar Lungu anapata so. Pasongo what corruption. Corruption just like that. You know, Edgar Lungu achita zintu zambiri na Mulungu waziva pamene tikamba even vapululu va HH mayuku va UPND vaona vinangu vintu this time they are doing better just because of President Lungu, but I don't know why Mazambians. So what we want pa muntu apwere pa radio hapa live to say Lungu anapata chaso kutoka ku sector yaso. We have seen we health this time in this new challenge doni yao. We health kuoneka clear kujana pa mkwala wa Zambia. We are even suffering ase. We enda ku clinic kuliko nse mkwala kulipo mingwala washika kuja zinaonongeka of this time. That is a collective corruption. Yameoneka na menzi. Como kwambiri boss.
Ziko. And exactly, he's right. You know, a number of times Edgar Lungu has come out to say, Kaidi, show me where I store. Show me where I store. And you see, I mean, you keep pinning his family members. When the family members are saying, the one who gave us is here. You want to Esther to Esther badidanda, you know I'm paying Pia knew you. Oh you, I'm paying Pia Edgar Lungu. Why don't you ask Edgar Lungu? Why don't you create a platform where Edgar Lungu can explain where he got the money? But Esther badidanda, you know I'm paying Pia. Umurume want do you? Hello? Hello? They have not hidden, they have said it. One parent want. That is what said, my father gave me. And the father is there. Why don't you ask the father, where did you get the money? Why don't you create that platform where Edgar Lungu can explain where he got the money? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? But you are busy, busy pouncing on them and creating propaganda. Then before Abadan can have a praise singer come on the program, call in and tell us where Edgar Lungu store for you to be busy. Whatever. And while you are at it, tell us where Hakainde Hichilema got his money. Tell us where your Hakainde Hichilema got his money. Tell us why your Hakainde Hichilema is failing to declare his property, his assets. Hello? Hello?
My president.
Hello?
My boss.
Bueno, Wajan.
Monja. Ukubomba kwalianza. But want to put the blame as government. If patatima kamba tikawala na mpakwanja. So can they?
Sorry, that one is. Hello?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening. Please try to speak up. Ninchi batakulya malaiti, ninchi bakulinsala bati kuti mwalandisha.
Oh, yes. Are you getting me now?
Much better.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
President.
Yashupeo. Hello? 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 Twashupa sana tumalaini lero. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yes, good evening, sir.
All right.
And I couldn't put the list up kwena iyi mwachana ndoko uteko kulina mwali wa corruption muri bena kwena church because atwamona iko kuno kumufreto wamwene ati vale ndoko batawe andreta ma investors aba kumine kuita kutubai economy yesi ya muno mu yara aba kwina but patari ndene bechinga apatera ndata pa wana kumwe kuri background kwe bantu chula kwena mwa wakati mtamwaita na ba investor bali
You see?
Iyo bana that 1.5 billion bala tamo invest muna mumpanyu apa bana muchimwe chimoneka so turajana kuila kwa bantu chama kanchi na bafine ba Edgar Lungu bali fana kufoka mind at least maybe chance wali yako na match so because kwa ba yuti kuno kumufira today chula batali ndeni yo so kubu isisheni kwa sababu katane chapa mtu mwana kwa at least twaivika pa Zambia twaiwesha munshira dani ababa niso wale koko na ule chat na dotera.
Na dotera sabe. You see, thank you very much. That is a youth from Mufrila.
All right.
That is a youth from Mufrila. They were saying, no, investors, nothing is happening in Mufrila. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Bueno.
Pong kemarin pemain gambar dong. Manje mapembo ni mwezi ziko manje mameni ya bloka je president kafuke kwa Lungu zakachinja pindu.
Very good question. Akakabwera Edgar Lungu zakachinja vintu. Vizachinja. You can vizachinja. You are very, it's a good question that you have asked. And I'm telling you vizachinja vintu. Vizachinja. Si vizachinja monga magic, but at least vizachinja vizankala ko better.
Quando era Lungu non prende tempo di phone. A Lungu ajabu kama vile ma poi vedo ma tu mangala aqui mesmo para usar para cá tempo. Ele buia lá. Ele ao que está dizendo que quando anda para um lado ele vai fazer como. Ini enggak sebenarnya madara madara. But at least the not move away for a time ya 2018, last contract present the bill. But they do not intend to find a perception of the bad. I'm going to find a way. I think I didn't want to have an eye. Nothing had
I was hardly hearing what you were saying. Hello?
Hello, Mawomben.
I'm quite Mawomben.
I'm quite. Edgar Lungu mu Zambia like any other person. Alipata wa family, alipata wanjia more than you. So it's Malanda the commercial Malanda Edgar Lungu decree. Hi.
Limbira
mko shati.
Imwe namkwata wafya bwakwa namkwata corruption yakwa Edgar Lungu.
Olo Edgar Lungu abe collapse olo kireni affect the Mwina Zambia. What is important now position is Mwina my position yako is economic so that kwa muna ko uvu position. I
don't know what you are saying. You are saying that we should give alternatives to the problems that are currently going on. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So we do say that, but because you don't want to hear it, you don't hear it. You don't want to hear it. Otherwise, if you want to hear it, even now, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about the corruption that is going on there. Isn't that a solution for you to say, these people are corrupt, we need to get them out? Isn't that a solution? Because when I'm telling you that your Hakainde Hichilema is stealing, isn't that a solution for you? Isn't it clear that I'm telling you that this leader, you don't need him. You need to change the leader. Isn't it clear? He's corrupt, yes. He's corrupt.
If you man this one Edgar collapse.
Listen. Inena randati Hakainde Hichilema corrupt. Ni mi pera na my example. Tawo yomfira my example. Ninku pera example. Tayali umfika because tawo for okomfwa. Hello? Hello?
That's what
mkwashani.
Government iko kama ningi alikuko ndani maningi kusapota. Titina tende. Walungu wakonda vakati ndakanami katika mko makwenda kuti akatafuta vanga tichinjire vinhu mitsogoro kuti vatama nawo vakakapa ndana anosata alunzi vatankhana nawo kumbuyo vaja so vachinje vanonkhana naveve akanonkhana kumbuyo kana anosata alunzi alunzi sawa simoza chirunga madhari achinje vatonkhana nawo tivakonga kumbuyo kwako maoesaka
naimvesa point, very good point.
ndonkhana nawo zvankadarizi mikati pasuku yazvankadari naeve maiwa so vanonkhana vaja alungu akamba straight vajafuneka ndara tivakonda angapinje vina sure vangatinje vino 26 koma vanonkhana veve vajachini nevana sikadza bhuno saka ndakakona mudala wauti ile straight even vangatiitire pasukoro pake tivakonda president vaso
Zikoma. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Tayali.
Yes, my brother.
Mulife bwino yama.
I'm Fewino.
Mikolon Giants. I'm calling from Mikolon.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tayali, like the previous caller who talked about Mopani. It's true, nothing is happening. If you go Central Shaft, nothing is happening. The number, kwata bachinja investor. You go ku KCM to a supply yako. Ino shitepe wale chitala kwenda kulilo shading. Wale wonkyake waasha kwa mapampu, waasha kwa mwela, waasha ko ifikwepe. Imagine, nobody speak 1 billion ya pesa. If you tell the people to say, uyu mudala adi ba corrupt, adi ba gonga. Tabale umfana kwa previous ya uyu mafokala ndana. Kwalo mkotu kubomba like that. Indalama pe indalama. Indalama faktu wapele, kusta struggle. Ishisha last month ishiwale for a living. Wale ta struggle. So for the last 6 months, matata struggle for indalama. So, where are we going? Ngamuleva abantu ati, mone nimwe, uyuni gonga, ale mi gonga, ene uleiva. Hello, epo chiwamine. I know Mr. Tayali, you went out for konko muntu after that. No, your immunity, akapona fe, immunity within a week ikapuma. Ukatambona tika kumuse uchari shani. Nga kuli tichari shani. Tuwebeko. Mone. So Mr. Tayali, please continue. We need people like you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tayali.
Yes.
Yes, I want to forward saying that it offers solutions to the government, not just criticize. How can you offer solutions to the government that was voted in based on the solutions that they had? When we told them to say, don't sell maize, they are drought coming. Were those not solutions? When we told them to say, don't go the IMF route, it will cost you. Were those not solutions? This is the reason why Edgar Chagwa said, for the first time in Zambia, we don't have leadership. It's the first government unity. All ministries are failing. Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health, Ministry of whatever. There's no ministry under that you can point at to say is working. There's nothing. Yes, previous governments say that they are only weaknesses, but at least you can point to say, okay, at least this ministry is doing well. Under HH, which ministry can you point at to say this ministry is doing well? There's nothing. So when we talk about a little appointment, we're not doing him a favor. We're doing it a favor. Who is back to blackouts? Who is backing a
fuel. You that is eating poison meal. You that you don't even have any break. What switch whatever what you have been seeing and it can't come back to face. Yes, no suffering. You get your own suffering. Eh? But
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I'm very happy with the topic of today,
Thank you.
and that our friends, they are so much into propaganda about what Edgar Lungu and the First Lady, the children may have done, which is not even the real picture on the ground. We equally must do the same because of the so much corruption this government is committing and continues to commit, because it's all over and more than what they even claim PF did. So the world must begin to know. So even our brothers and sisters, abroad in Europe and America, we need to engage them also to come on board and help us spread or counteract their propaganda. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. I agree with him. I mean, propaganda, there is so much propaganda, and I think we are on the back foot to counter some of this propaganda. Hello?
Oh, good evening, my friend.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. You see, when we talk about propaganda, I think these people are real down to it. I'll give you one thing I've been thinking about it. Now is that you can see in the case that woman, Campion, and what they've done is to show that the judiciary is actually independent, and those people have actually been done normally, and they've been acquitted. Okay?
Yeah.
But the same type of cases, only Lungu, they will not.
Yeah.
They will not, because their aim is just to destroy Lungu, because they know that talking about Kaleboela. Now, you and somebody will be saying, no, these people are doing it. You can see that Captain has been acquitted. You can see that the winner has also been acquitted. No. Those ones, judges were not tempered with. They were left to do things properly. But on Lungu, somebody sitting there behind to say, my friend, you do this. Like what is said, 15 flats go around in New Kasama. People have got mansions there. Can you compare some of them with those 15 flats?
Imagine.
Anyway. Good night.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Comrade Tayali.
Yes, sir.
Machoma.
Bueno, machoma bwanji.
Bueno. Comrade, I want to ask you something.
I'm here.
Comrade, now that you have switched the sides, that you're ECL, that's why you're able to talk with that tone that's no. these people are wasting time to talk about ECL. But in the actual sense, this family has been found with the cases to answer.
Which cases?
It is there in the block letters for anyone to see.
No. Wait
So
a
what
minute.
is it that you're finding difficult for you to admit it?
Okay, wait a minute.
Because you're issuing ECL now.
Wait a minute. Forget about it. I'm with ECL. It's no brainer. The question is, what cases have they found them with to answer? Which cases?
But they're unable to produce how they were making the earning, the income to come up with this kind of properties, comrade. It is there in black and white. Those people are trained people, of course. Because simply because you're on the side of ECL, that's why you're able to twist the tongue like that, comrade. Comrade, you're a new politician because you're able to turn black into white.
The question, my brother, let's try to be reasonable. Edgar Lungu has said, when I was president, people used to give me gifts, and part of those gifts I helped chiefs, I gave churches, and part of that I empowered my family. He has said that in black and white. What is wrong in that?
He has said it in black and white.
Yes.
But how come he has failed to come forward and defend the family? So no, I use my personal money to develop that kind of project. The big man is quiet.
No, the family has said, no, he's not quiet. We are just from saying that he has said it. So how can you say the big man is quiet? He has said it. He's not quiet. He has said it.
But he's able to go and challenge the court.
The family has done it. The family has said it. The family has said it that, don't you know yourself that Esther said, I built these flats out of the money, my husband built them for me. And haven't you heard Edgar Lungu saying, I built those flats? Haven't you heard that?
I have been watching ACL's interviews.
And you have never heard him.
I've been following him.
And you have never heard
what
that.
I'm trying to find it difficult is.
Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard him?
I've heard you, comrade, loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard you.
So what more do you want?
How come she's unable to show the records? How those funds
Which record?
into accounts? That's what the question is.
Which record? Which record? For example, if Edgar Lungu receives money from another president, do you want Edgar Lungu to say, I received this money from let's say, Kabila?
Comrade. But I want to...
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, but President Mushani.
We don't start this step kuri the phone much that to me now. This is the line that you call. So please don't call the other one.
Okay, now to panga fi mpuso.
Mkwai. Please go ahead.
Mkwai. When va president when iyi problem ya mechi mu kopa belt ya Chilamo. Ukulabuka 0203 kuyavuta pa mechi. Ukusuka madramu zino kuleta panga. Pero then ababantu abalesati oba president bale chitefi twisuma oba le bombesha na winga bavotera winga kunyane voti yabo voti yake aya biga pali ba Hakainde na because if tule chula mudi by Edgar Lungu. By Edgar Lungu is much better than our people. Tatuale buka po 02. Kuya mutapa menji. Wamona hii. Elo futi na baba lumendo aba kosele kwati. By Edgar Lungu na bakota. Mafide ba ikala fie nisha kafana kadi foira kadi chitana nikane kaka beba mo ball boxing iponi po tule vota na tukwate nsambu iya kuvota na tukwate na bena bakwate nsambu iya kuvota ififie ntabane patikisha aida idenga na sala Edgar Lungu ni Edgar Lungu bena nga basala ba nani ka ba HH ba HH
ne woni nsambusha
be larandako ni democracy so please to papa be larandako bale larandako nango wale supporta bala be na ifo tulefua ya abakwati iyi government yalipo beta ifo na ifo twakonka japo ile chatana ba madam bafumapo pabusanshi 02 bamutapa menshi taitara chitika popo nani kane ubutungushi bwachi nishiwa please to papa uyu mulimo omulebo mbakonganye nipo
na totela
because amena Zambia bose bale umfua mukopa beuti bose ngachakwati pali chipuba echo ikabotera bayaka inde Hichilema au chipuba ichileta abakashida balala 02 ama light yaisa cha abakashiba mutabameshi ena nashala eka papedi chipuba abure ne vote akotere bakainde
iyo tuyeva chipuba namula ndati ni democracy
awe ni chipuba
okay sikopo hello yes
hello mshani wa Chilufya
wina veshani mwana
wino just to add on to your program the biggest scandal and corruption that we've never had in this country called Zambia is when you have a sitting president staying at his private home. My friend, that is the biggest corruption that has ever happened in the history of Zambia. Because what is happening in his private home is to close, not people not knowing what he's doing.
Exactly.
And then you want to go and point at ECL to say he was corrupt. My friend, let's look at it. Zambians, I'm just telling Zambians, who is the head of state that stays in his private home but not staying at the government house? Only one HH because he's wise. Let's not be fooled, Mwebantu. And my prayer is, this president is just going to be a one-term president, and then what will come out, because every penny that has gone into that private house is government people's money, needs to be paid back. Thank you, Chilufya Tayali.
Nkandla. Hello? Yes, Bwana Mkosi.
Yes, good evening, comrade.
Good evening.
Although I didn't follow you, I just want to comment on the headline that you put on top of the I think there's a point. We are missing a point here, comrade. When we want to bring in the HH kunkani ya eligibility ya Lungu. I think let us talk about what the law says.
What does the law say?
We'll find a solution and we understand each other.
What does the law say?
But if you start pointing fingers at people saying this one, that one,
what does the law say?
What does the law say when it comes to eligibility of Lungu?
What does it say? Can you tell us?
Even in 2021, which court in Zambia or world over that pronounced itself that Edgar Lungu was eligible to stand in 2021? Which one? There is none. So I don't see why you want to bring in HH kulinkani ya malamu. Kani ili mkoti. Bakambisane mkocho. To me, it doesn't matter judge wamena zaka pezeka kucha. As long as we have qualified judges, wamene wako kamalamu, the judgment will be the same. That's what I understand.
Indeed, that's what you understand.
But if some people, they just want to start pointing fingers at innocent.
No, that's what you understand, and I will respect that. I will not argue with you, because definitely we'll be arguing. Yes. We'll be arguing at different levels. So it is pointless for me to even argue with you. I'll leave you with your opinion. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Bonatayali.
Yeah, I'm quiet.
Hello?
Hello?
Otherwise, yes, I'm getting it.
Yes.
I'm very disappointed with the judgment. To say, no, you didn't show evidence that indeed the money came from your husband.
Imagine. Maybe they're supposed to
speaking.
Maybe they want a receipt. Maybe they want a receipt.
Does he sign papers with the wife and not have given her money to buy the gun for hair? Honestly speaking.
Yeah.
Even that caller who said no, they have been found with a case to answer. Which case?
Which case?
Why can they call Edgar Lungu and ask, where did you get the money?
That's the point.
Because they think that now it's the issue of that whenever you are leaving money for Delish at home, you have to sign papers with your wife to say that no, I've left money for Delish.
You have to ask your wife to prepare vouchers. She has to prepare vouchers.
Yes, documentation.
Yes.
But last number, even the school qualification for children now become process of crime.
Yes.
Because you don't sign papers for you to pay school fees for your children.
For your children.
Okay, boss.
Okay, no, thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
President Sari Mwagombeni kwai.
Mkama Mwagombeni.
Ndita mkwai. Awe na ine kwena nati kanchiteko contribute lero kwena lyonse program yenu turaikonkanganshi.
Mkwai.
Kwena uteko tukwete lero kwena mandini bakateka wesu. Chakuwalira kone ponchira lande fingi nde mitotera fi family mo mule bomba le sale mipala. Hello? Mkwai abantu kwena mwandini kuli ubuchushi kulechula ukubika kofe nobubi nobuteko obulipo ba UPND ba placing abonse aba alabalechula. Lomba ni pamulandu tufena okutila bale ikoselesha ukwesha okuyikoselesha na mwamona bambi bale tuma nokulala nde pintu kindi ni mulandu tufena okutila baba monefie kuli bali abambi okutila awo kanchile ya still supporting ichipani lelo bale chula takwabe chalo chaba UPND ne chalo chaba PF na ba opposition bambi bonse twikala mumo mwine vyakulya tushita mumo mwine mulandu wine aba bantu kwena mu 2026 nangu muleo babalelanda yo makateka wesu mpaka 2019 alabulya bufi ifintu ifi bubene muli kino kyalo tekyakupenda nga twalole shama light omo twikala not ne load shedding malela ndati 21 hours load shedding sometimes ni 8 days ama light takwaba ifindela ndatebu fiyo ndela ndefishinga amenshinga abona chungo bachirala ndaba kopa Ballot miyamu Lusaka amenshi bemo kutapana ngwa bakashibanda bapanganda ni 24 hours 01 olo bale imokuna mukwayo kuli amenshi bushe eguteko twinga konganyapo nangwe chalo twala konganyapo kwikala na chwe cha msango oyo awo chakana Eliofyo balechita aba bantu kutira nomba bachita create something pakutira abantu bachite shift mind bamyo okulalanda pafishiri report pafishikweto obuyandanshi Eliyo nomba abantu bamone kwati abantu balala bakufyo bale pitamo vya kuchushu bulinga load shedding, high cost of living, ama transport na vyonze fye, ama baba shopu, aba masaluni, ibintu nafyo naika. ECDF balanda potapawa necho ibomba pe mbaina ngwefimo. So, icha abapo kuchita alasiba opposition. Ono nokulafu ilisha chotumila ndutu aba opposition techa abantu baba vote ele iyo. Bantu ukulafu ilisha chotumila ndu time ile ya bale na bafiwo kubombera abantu kulingana ngecho baba bikilepo. So, icho twingeka dilano echo abantu nangu ni ba UPN ababene kyabene na beshi banokuzibo kutira awe mkwa ini shitafe balelo lela. Bantu batile chikwanga bachimwena kumampalanya. So, apa ba UPNG na bafirwa kwanga abena Zambia na bafirwa ukwanga abena Zambia ukuchita alasiba opposition na nguko bachita intimidate ukutila yo lungu tabwelelepo yo lungu tachabeshani awe abantu ngana bachita decide ifo fwe bantu na tuchita decide nishina tuchita decide ulya wine lungu tabalefwaya ewo bakeza zanga ku stadium 2026 na batemwana ngutabatemeno pandu abantu bachitile decide Eba UPND bengalesha abantu kutila yo tatwaka kuvote lungu tawabwele tachabeshani lungu mulandu wa eligibility ulya mkwai untu aya mu makoti nshita no kupita wali pita eliyo nga chakutila bale ko kuchita petition bali ngiro kuchita petition bali ngiro ko yakukoti zaline bachilina mu opposition tabalaisa na mu government Noti lichala kuma elections olo nomba chala bamukutira yo leikateni chite yo mkwai tuchitemwa kuti yawo mkwai chochena abena Zambia bantu bakana eliyo ubuchushi abantu bapita mu bwafula bachibuka tayali na totera mkwai
mkwai hello Bueno, muni bwanji.
Hello, Siri la Tayali, Siri bwanji kwa mene kili.
Bueno.
Okay. Anyway, nilikuwa chie nikandika kwa pangoni, no? Awisi ya malaiti. Malaiti ya kuta mwibantu. Onsi, nicharo cho. But sometimes, tunakaji kwa itatu appreciate somehow. Kuligina wakuti boma ye sawa but chavuta chake kuwa bilangu. Namba te pali yebuti ko ndini muliko. Niona mwanga abasebenza monse bantu bapokera ndalama alina bana balina chandi bonse bapokera ndalama kwa. Sometimes you should learn to appreciate some. Yes, in civic you understand. In a thing support a very well, but now on the new one again. In civic you understand. Yes, support a very well, but now
Hello?
Wakateka.
Mkwa.
Teka ma. Chungu proper tayari.
Mkwa, shana.
Yeah, I think that chafu anchiteve comment in the Atlaland our Galungu because the Chagwa
are you using a loud? Is your phone on loud or you're using a whatever mic?
Oh yes.
No, please just speak
so
down.
I wanted to comment on the. Thank you. So this issue whereby Valilando Kwati Vakateka Valungu Eva Vakulile Amayanda Va Esther no Lupwa. I think that is the only thing which on government yali ngilo kulando kwati okay kanshi mwe family insinambulanda tibalungu bamekolile twaleka twamba issue nombo kukusha balungu ebo nomba ngeo bakonkele bakola
bantu babazala kaidi chimuna kwati babazala
Yes, not to chimwana kwati vavazala, not kuchita seeds. Vafure nomba vaikata valungu, evo vasati nomba valungu if not if valelando kwati that we can't see the trail, we can't see trace of the money.
Imagine.
Because vena vamdala vena vavapere ndalama vena vaileve direct vamba nokulakula. Elo valanda tichinakula nakulira omukashi wani. Nangu ichi na shitiro mwana wani. So vena ngeo vaikwisha tuche imwe ndalama mwafumishe kwisi. Epo ya mbiro kwa mbira. Then I am, yes. Then I am my issues. I am my eligibility to the land. I think it shouldn't be an issue because mlesa mkusambo kutila yonze te ave na judges abaju. They are evala ambushes ichalo ama lawyers in efondemona. Tabademi na pachintu chimoyo pamulandu wa kutila. Ballot start to relate my issues even the public can see what if you chave but we have start to relate. For example, idio wa UPND wa pokerech pancha PF. That issue I think in Tayali feno kwa tuambe kula chisa entertain na makoti yao. Tayali feno kula anda if my issues if death ama general conference defo iba. But why kwambo kula start to relate makoti na ifo bonse fwewa kwa tulifya ama ordinary citizens kwambo kula mwana kwa tukwena rufiengo. So from there, I think confidence yama judges tamuli. Even I na my issues ya kwa chava Edgar Lungu, we can see that my politics nangula case ya different genuine case, but I think we don't have confidence in my judges and the lawyers. We don't have at the moment.
No, thank you very much.
Natash.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Chilufya.
Emka, please go ahead.
Emka. We are very much concerned about KCM. And in Chilufya, we really need people that will not help us. Now, we never wake up and appreciate that. They are not helping. Tayali twafa abantu nothing is happening. Mugodi gakuja sikuchira wambo kunatwa ikale mpevo. There is no equal completely nothing that is doing. But my contract yabo out so we really need these people. Even I am in the Velan man. Honestly, can you get someone to one of this lady? She was married to the president. Definitely, I'm a flat, honest.
Imagine what is she in Gashua?
I'm a president. President. We got to see you. It is 2026 anyway. Not
totally. Yeah. Okay, I think let's leave it there for tonight. I think basically, my points are that I think let us not be swayed by the UPND propaganda. There are things that we're supposed to be looking at where we're supposed to be holding this government accountable. We are not. And they are distracting us with matters that really shouldn't be. Edgar Lungu, with the history that he has in politics and being a president for 7 years, surely you can't say he cannot have money to build 15 flats. He cannot have money to empower his children. When this man has clearly said, I, as a president, as somebody who has been in politics, I have received a number of, gifts as well as money that have been paid, as a president, as a minister. I have the money. And the family has said, the person that gave us is here. Why hasn't government followed Edgar Lungu instead of them asking to say, can you give us the receipts? Can you give us the documentation? When the person that gave them is there, is their family member. Why haven't they done that? So it is quite unfair and trivial, really, to be talking about Edgar Lungu and the 15 whatever. We are forgetting about the real issues. The real issues of Amenshi, of Amalaiti, of the corruption that is currently going on. And I've given an example. The Zambif. I've given an example. MTN, former MTN building. The dual carriageway. Mopani. KCM. And other corruption that are currently going on. These are issues that we're supposed to be talking about. Unfortunately, we are not. We are being hoodwinked. And this is happening because Hakainde Hichilema wants to stay in power. So he's verifying Edgar Lungu so that Edgar Lungu can be hated by the Zambian people. And he's not only doing that, he wants to use judges. He wants to intimidate judges to make sure that they bar Edgar Lungu. They want to bar Edgar Lungu. He's using the courts. He's using judges. He's intimidating judges. And my appeal to judges is that please protect your profession. It's not easy to be a lawyer. You spend money. You have to apply yourself. There is a lot of sacrifice, personal sacrifice, for you to become a lawyer. Let alone, to become a magistrate, to become a judge. It is not easy. You should not allow politicians to use you. You are too big for us to use you. Don't be in the pockets of politicians. Don't be in the pockets of Hakainde Hichilema. Don't be intimidated by Hakainde Hichilema. If you allow Hakainde Hichilema to eat one, he's going to eat the next and the next. So far, we have had how many judges that have gone? We have had, I think, about 4 judges that have gone. I'm telling you, those are gone. You who are there, you might be next. Time to fight is now. How do you fight? You don't fight when you are in trouble. You fight for others. You fight for others. So that when you are in trouble, others can also come and fight for you. I'm not saying do wrong things for each other. I'm saying make sure that you fight for justice. Dispense justice. Don't follow what Hakainde Hichilema is saying to protect his political ambition. No. Protect your profession. Protect yourselves. This is what I had to say in this broadcast. And I'm saying thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for participating in the program. May God bless you and may God bless Zambia. Good night.